You're watching the AAC on ESPN+. On a beautiful night in Tampa, two of the top dogs in the conference collide. It's the reigning regular season champion South Florida against the reigning tournament champion Memphis. We welcome you to Corbett Stadium alongside the former player, Lindsey Brower. I'm Ryan Urquhart and Lindsey. These two have met in 3 of the last 4 AAC tournament finals. There'll be no shortage of rivalry between them tonight. This is the American Athletic Conference on ESPN+. The Golden Hurricane travels to the nation's lightning capital to lock horns with the South Florida Bulls. Welcome into Corbett Stadium, a wonderful night for soccer in the Sunshine State. He's Alan Anderson, the former player. I'm Ryan Urquhart. So happy you could join us. And Alan, this Tulsa team dropped their conference opener 3-0 to FIU. Since then, they've been on a tear. 4 straight shutouts. How have they done it? We cannot overstate the gravity of this one tonight between South Florida and Memphis. 1-1 between the Bulls and the Tigers as we head into the second half. And Lindsey, for South Florida, they struggled with their shot accuracy. At one point, this team was last in all of Division I for shot accuracy, but 2 for 2 on their shots tonight. And that's been a trend over their last 3 games. And as a coach, you've got to love to see that.
Yeah, I mean, again.
Beautiful night at Corbett Stadium. Number 2 Washington on the road tonight with a 1-0 lead over the South Florida Bulls. He's Alan, I'm Ryan, and Alan, first half thoughts. Washington played pretty well, generated a lot of offense.
They did. I mean, that high press.
It is Temple 1 and South Florida nothing. Well, it's International Night here at South Florida Soccer Field, and particularly Oktoberfest in September, so they were nice enough to provide some of the food. They handed out these scarves to the fans tonight, so that adds to the festivity. Soga. Good ball down the right side. This could be the golden opportunity. South Florida takes the lead.
What a finish that is.
Soto. Nice through ball up ahead. Martinez off her line. NC State will roll it in. And the Wolfpack strike first in Tampa. Lucello. 90th minute magic. We're tied in Tampa with 45 seconds to play. Sidney Lucello's 8th goal of the season. Here's Barkley. Heaves it up in the air. Spangler trying to get on top of the ball. A shot is off, and a shot is in. South Florida ties it back at 2. It's Afalabi again. You see 11th best in the country. Parachuted in. Ball is loose. This is dangerous, and it finds the back of the net. Tigers roaring on the road. They have the lead. Headed down for Henry. And Bissett gets in front of it. Good move by Vivian Bissett. It can be really easy to underappreciate the footwork of a defender, but Vivian Bissett, that deserves some praise. That was a nice move.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I mean, when you could fake somebody out like that, that was very good for her.
That's always satisfying as a player, right?
It is, especially if the other player falls, things like that.
That's when you look back in tape and you're kind of.
It's hard to keep going forward, you know, in the game because you're just so happy that you just made somebody fall.
Back 15. Back 15. Back 15. South Florida through the midfield. Bulls have numbers. Kiara Hahn lays it forward for Chung. Wyville gets to the ball first. That's a great job by the keeper, Claire Wyville, to come off her line and put an end to that because South Florida had a pretty good attack going.
Yeah, that was good for them. I'm sure they wish they'd do it a little bit more.
Claire Wyville, we mentioned her experience in the system. She really did not play a whole bunch before this season, but the fact she had been in this program for so long and practiced with the team for so long, that's what ultimately won her the job. She wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year. They've gone through 3 different keepers just looking for the right fit, but ultimately her patience is what won her the starting job.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that's great for her. And like you said, I mean, maybe she hasn't been playing in games, but she's been training with the team for 3 years now, and she knows exactly what her coach wants. She knows what her back line needs to do. So, you know, she may not have the game experience, but she definitely has the experience of knowing exactly what she needs to do to be a good goalkeeper for this team.
Chung. Laces it forward for Young. Fei Tai. Being tracked well by the Tigers.
I think Memphis is doing a really great job at making sure they defend each individual player very well tonight.
Sweeps it outside. Memphis is on top of it. We've talked about a bunch about Memphis offensively, but their back line and their defense, they've been locked down tonight as they win a ball against Kiara Hahn, the team's best scorer for South Florida. And here comes the counter, Nakao. And too long for Henry. It was Miller who won the ball on the other end. And even though Memphis at times hasn't finished attacks, it really hasn't mattered because South Florida just can't get into the final third.
Yeah, I mean, you can see Memphis definitely is keeping one player high, and otherwise their defense and their center mids, they're all really just sitting back. And so it's making it very hard for USF to be able to progress up the field and to get behind their back line.
Inside 5 to play for the first half. And Wyville at the last second burns some time, scoops it up.
I think that's much longer than 6 seconds.
Sooner or later gets it into the midfield. We'll call it a 6 Mississippi.
There you go.
It's Vivian Bissett from center. Brown. Nothing there. Has to go all the way back to the back line. There's been no space to pass for South Florida. Tigers playing really compact with the lead. Hail Mary down the pitch, can't connect with Fei Tai. Fei Tai was onside. It's a credit. That wasn't the worst of balls you could put to the forward spot.
No, I mean, absolutely not. If you can try, if you recognize that there's a little bit of space behind that back line, I mean, again, we've talked about this. They're doing such a great job defending and staying compact that if you can see the little bit of space and you can get that ball right over the line where it doesn't go right to the keeper, why not try it?
Maddie Stokes into the game. Zoe May checks out. Thurton for Mourinho Gonzalez. Twist too far. Kirchhoff back into the midfield. Final minute and a half for the first half. Memphis a 1-0 lead off a 20th minute strike. It was Schmidt who had the goal for Memphis off of a corner. Young gets it to Thurton, has a chance, and she ties it at 1. Great touch by the sophomore out of Ontario, and she levels it 1 apiece.
I mean, that takes confidence and composure, and that was very good on her part.
And how about the assist for Iris Young, getting that to Thurton. Coach Schulte Brown had said of Serena Thurton, she is the hardest worker on this team, and it finally pays off for her. All smiles as she levels it 1-1 between the Bulls and the Tigers, and that is big right before the half.
Oh, that's huge. You know, we talked about this earlier, but there was lots of time left, and so it is right before the half to be able to go into halftime tied. That's a much better, I'm sure, you know, Coach Brown will be much happier with that.